As a full-time creator, I know that the challenge of fighting burnout never ends. So one of my many goals day to day is to find tools that remove friction from my workflows. The easier and more effective, the better. I've used AI to generate content for years, and yes, it simplifies the process, allows you to output more. But if you want effective content, there are parts of the process that may still require thought and editing, and that slows us down. So today, I want to share an amazing end-to-end solution. Prompt to finished high quality video. You're going to want to lock in for this video because this is your own personal and professional AI powered film studio. A perfect solution to remove friction from the creation process for creators and brands. The tool we're going to be using today is called Zopia, and it's unlike anything I've ever tested before. Zopia is the world's first AI film agent. It's a film-grade multi-agent production system built to turn one idea into a full cinematic video in minutes. Think of it like having a full production team powered by AI. A director agent that handles everything from story and character design all the way to storyboarding, shot generation, editing, and audio-visual sync. And it's built on top of some of the best models like Seedance 2.0, Kling, and Vidu. This tool delivers realism that you can't get from just using Sora or Veo out of the box. One of the main points that Zopia solves is character flickering. Your character stays consistent across every single scene. No more rebuilding the same face, shot after shot. You're the director. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use Zopia to go from single idea to a full structured video. But before we get into it, the first thing I want you to do right now is go down to the description and the pinned comments, click on the Zopia link and sign up. It takes less than 2 minutes to get started, and you can follow along with me as I walk through the whole process. Here are 3 powerful things you're going to learn in this video. First, how to unlock all the features of the agent, plus access to world's top-tier AI video generation models, all in one tool. Second, the full prompt-to-video workflow that is so easy to use, even your grandma could go viral with this. And this third one is a juicy one. How to connect to the Zopia Openclaw feature so you can generate content with your Claude Code agents or your custom tools right through the Zopia API. So strap in because this is going to be a good video.
I'm the avatar of John Kelly, one of the minds behind Digital Creator AI. We built this channel from scratch and just hit 100K plus. What we do here is help creators, solopreneurs, and anyone building an online brand master the best AI tools, workflows, and strategies to grow every step of the way. If that sounds like you, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Real quick, before we dive in, if you're posting content on Instagram for your brand or your business, you need this tool. Now, I've built this to automate my Instagram comments and DMs, so I don't have to pay for expensive tools like ManyChat anymore. If that sounds like something you need, just know that for a limited time, I'm letting people get access to this completely for free. The links are down in the description and the pinned comments. Try it out and let me know what you think.
Once you log into Zopia, this is the user interface you will see. Let me give you a quick tour of it so you know exactly where everything is and how to start creating your first AI film. Here in the center of the page is your AI film studio workspace. Here you can type your idea or paste your full script into this large text box. Right below it, you've got options to upload a script, upload a storyboard, and you have these models here that you can select from. These are 3 of the top models out right now. I know a lot of you have been seeing Seedance 2.0 outputs all over Instagram and social media going viral right now because the models are so good. So here you have a list of amazing models to pick from. You also have the plus option here to upload files directly into the chat. And then let's not forget the create button, which will kick off the whole process for you. Right underneath the prompt input box, we have these quick idea presets like apocalypse, fantasy, wild ideas, commercial, and science to help you start faster. Below that, you're going to see the recent projects. Here you can see one of my projects that I worked on the other day. I'm going to show you guys how this came out in a second. And underneath this, we have the showcase. And like I always suggest, you guys should go through here, look at all the outputs, see what people are creating with these tools to get inspiration of what you can really do with them, right? You could always click the try this option in the showcase here, and it will show you the creation process that was used to make this. So you can recreate a similar type of visual or aesthetic or vibe or content. So do not sleep on the showcases. A lot of these tools include this because they want you to see this. They want you to try out these different styles and looks and basically templates. What I want you guys to do is to think of these filters here as use cases for what you can generate with Zopia. So you can generate advertisements, music videos, movies, animations, short dramas, and use that as your starting point. Like if you want to create an advertisement, just click on the advertisement filter and check out the advertisements that other people have made and what you can use here as reference. Let's come back to my recent project, and I want to show you guys what a finished project looks like. All right, so now we are inside of the finished project. Here at the top, you've got this clean, dark toolbar, and you've got this first option here that's selected, which is canvas. That's the option that we're currently in. Think of this as your bird's eye view, like a visual map of your entire project. You can click on the different elements here, move them around. This is a live canvas. Next to the canvas, we have the script. Here in the script option, we're going to see the script information. You have the character profiles and the body of the script. Let's click on character, and this is where the agent defines what your character is going to look like. It's locking in that consistent character for your content. So I gave it these two reference images to begin with, and it generated this character sheet here. So this multi-view character sheet, which is what helps it stay consistent. It also generates the scenes, right? So it has to generate the scenes as well, just like the character, to keep everything consistent. Let's click on the storyboard, and here it is building out the story. So on the left, you have the description of the prompt that it's using to generate these visuals. And then here you have two images, and then you have the video that it ends up generating from those images.
They see the vest, the chain attitude. Nobody sees what's underneath.
The quality of this is really good, and I honestly gave this 2 reference images and 1 prompt. I wanted to see if it could create just like a little mini series, like clips that I could post of the same character to tell a story over time.
Fashion is armor, but armor gets heavy.
In total, it generated me 6 scenes telling a story. If we click on this last option here, the timeline, it's going to piece all the scenes together and allow us to render the video and download it. So let's generate our first video. Let's come down here, and if you click on one of these options, like I said, it will populate this for you. So you can test these out really quick, really easy. And remember that the prompts can be simple because there's an agent tied to this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in a prompt here that I have saved, and we're going to generate it. It's basically a visual of somebody floating on a cloud. Now what I want to do is pick the model. And for this, because I don't have any reference image, I'm going to pick Seedance 2.0. And let's hit create. Now it's asking us to configure some of the basic settings before it gets to work. So here we have the aspect ratio. If you want to upload it on YouTube, 16:9 is good. If you want to upload it on Reels, Instagram, Shorts, 9:16 is good. I'm going to go with 9:16 for this. We're going to keep the quality high, so 2K quality. The generated audio, we can just leave it on auto. 720 HD is okay for now. And let's come down here to the generation workflows. Here we have the workflows that we can select. The first one here is the keyframe images to video. So it's going to generate your keyframes first, and then generate your videos. Here it says elements to video sequentials. This option is with a reference image. So from a reference character, it'll generate the same character in a video. Down here you have reference video. So it needs a video and it'll reference that video. And then you have elements to video parallel. So it generates video concurrently from character reference images. No keyframe images needed. What I'm going to do is start with keyframe images to video because I don't have any reference images. Let's come down here to the visual style. These are the different styles that you can select in this tool. So I'm going to keep it on photorealistic. I'm going to hit confirm. On the right here, we can now see that the agent is getting to work and we're back inside of our canvas that we saw earlier. So this is what you didn't see before. It's building out the content now. So here we have the screenwriter on the right. It says script completed. I created the script in the workspace as polished, so it's telling me what it did. And it has the next step here. It says start character and scene design. Over here to the left, we have the script information. So we have the genre, it says fantasy visual. We have the target audience, viewers seeking serenity, wonder, and escapism. The one-line summary of what it is. It's got the character profile of the young woman. And then if we scroll down, it says script body. So episode 1, Skyward Freedom. Here it says vast, dreamy sky, golden hour. It's got the character preset here, the young woman. And then it's got the shots. Let's continue by selecting start character and scene design. Over here in the chat, we can see what the tool was doing. So we can see the character designer came into play here. It read the script file and it created the asset. It says, I've created and added the core visual assets for this episode, the main character, the primary sky scene, and the recurring cloud prop. Next, would you like me to generate the base design images now, or do you want to upload a reference image first? I'm going to have it generate all entity images. So let's click that. All right, so here we can see the assets that it generated. So it's got the woman here, it's got the clouds, and the cloud asset that she's going to be floating on. Here it says all entity images have been generated for the character, scene, and prop. Next, would you like me to generate multi-view reference images for all eligible entities to lock visual consistency? See, these are the kinds of things that a beginner probably wouldn't do or know how to do as well. So this is going to like jump you into the big leagues right away. So let's do generate multi-angle images for all characters and scenes. Now all the multi-view references have been generated. So it's asking me if I want to start generating the storyboard. So let's click on start generating storyboard. Now you can see that the sub agent here is different. It's the storyboard artist. So it's passing your work from one agent to another, right? So the character, the storyboard, the timeline, it's all different steps. All right, so it's read the script, it's added the shots, the storyboard generation is complete. It's asking me what I would like to do next. It says generate keyframe images for all the shots, generate keyframe images for shots 1 of 1, generate keyframe images for shots 1 of 2. So first let's click on the character and let's check out the character sheet here. So there's the young woman, there's the scene, there's the prop. So now let's go to the storyboard. So it's missing the images still. So let's generate the keyframe images for all the shots. Now we have our keyframes here. And if we want to redo them, we can click the redo button. We can click the edit button here, or we can add a quote to it. So let's come over here to generate all videos. So the storyboard artist suggested that I go with a different model. So I'm going with Kling 03 because it's recommended for realism and motion. Let's see what we get with this. And now it's producing all of the shots. The 3 videos have been finished, and down here it says all 3 videos have been generated with Kling 03 and written back to the storyboard. Next step, would you like to 1, review and revise specific shots, or 2, regenerate any shot with stronger motion and different camera direction? So you can really work with the agents here to design this content however you want. Let's check out this visual here. So when you click on the visual, you're going to see here you have the video in the center, and then over here to the right, you have the character sheets and all the assets that it used to generate it, and the prompt, the model that was used, the aspect ratio, the quality of it, and the length of it, and then the audio option to turn that on or off. And it's giving us also the credits and tokens that it costs to rerun this. But if we want to upscale this, over here at the top, you've got some options to regenerate, upscale, download, and basically delete. So let's say I wanted to regenerate some of these scenes. All I would have to do is click here on redo, and it's going to redo this scene. And I think I wanted to give this one another try because I love how it came out.
Into the infinite.
But she's facing the wrong way. I think she should be facing us, and it zooms out. Here on the right, remember that you can edit these prompts. Like I want her to be facing us, the viewer. Let me try to run this again and see what happens. A tip that I would give you guys is to clarify in the prompt somewhere that you don't want any background music. It can have like realistic sound effects or like environment sound effects, but background music, if it's generating in separate clips, it's going to be hard for it to have the same type of background music, the same song coherently through the clips. A very important and powerful thing when it comes to generating these videos is that they can actually have the same voice throughout each scene. So your character can actually have the same voice. So if you select the voice, they will have the same voice, and In most of the projects I did, the agent knew that it was the same character, so it gave them the same voice just on its own. Let's close this out and see if one of the other clips regenerated. So this one here at the top, it looks like it regenerated. Let me click it and check it out.
Freedom feels like this.
I don't like this section here, but I do like here. When I'm using text to video tools, there will be times where a part of the clip, like the first second or the last second, I don't really like. But in the middle, you'll see that it locks into the idea better. This clip would actually be better to start from here, for example. I like this. I think it came out good enough. Let's close this out. I want you guys to look at this and think of all the assets that you have here in this one production that we did that we could reuse. For example, if we click on this keyframe with some text on it would be perfect to promote something on Instagram. This visual alone could be a post. You could put text here, and text here, and describe a process. So don't just sleep on these clips. And again, use the clips separately. But if you want to render everything out together, let's go over to timeline. If we come down here and we click on the clip, we can just drag the clip to the point where we want it to start. So I didn't like the beginning of that clip, and I want it to start from the girl floating on the cloud here in the sky. I cut out the part of that clip that I didn't really like, and now it starts from here. So the only thing I would do with the videos we generated here is I would remove the background music. Like I said earlier, make sure to include in the text, no background music. Also, maybe no talking, right? Unless you have specific things you want the characters to say, then include that. But if not, just so you have a little bit more control over what they do end up saying, if they do say something. But the level of quality that we're getting here and everything we did is literally what the pros do to generate content like this. So this tool will take a beginner to a pro super quick. When you're done with your video and you like what you see, just click on render video, and it will render the video for you and you can download that. Now we're back on the home screen, and down here we can see the new projects. Now for the main event, the biggest highlight of Zopia. Let me show you how to achieve less burnout and get one step closer to true painless content creation. The next thing I want to do is show you guys this Openclaw feature. So come up to the top of the UI here and click on this Openclaw button. This is Zopia's Openclaw feature. It says empower your AI agent to write scripts, generate images, and produce videos, all through a simple API. Here it says send your AI agent to Zopia. Just send one command to your AI agent and it will learn the skills needed to create the films for you. What I can do actually is take this and throw it into my Claude Code and see what we can do with it. Run the command above in your terminal and agent automatically gains Zopia's capabilities. Agent creates projects via API. Watch your agent create films. So let's click on get API token. So when you generate your token, make sure to save it somewhere safe and do not share it. So I'm going to generate a new token. Once it generates, you're going to want to copy that token. So I saved my token on a doc and now I'm back here at this screen. It says, I am a human. You have this option here that says, I am an agent. This is the agent protocol. So you can install Zopia skills via Claw Hub to give your agent full Zopia capabilities. NPX Claw Hub install Zopia skill. What can agents do? Here it says it can learn, it can create, it can produce, it can collaborate. These are quick start examples. So with this, I will be able to install Zopia into Claude Code. So let's come over here, copy this. And I'm going to open up my terminal. I'm going to open up my anti-gravity terminal. If you guys want me to do a tutorial on anti-gravity, just let me know down in the comments. So I've got Claude Code open. I'm going to paste in this and see what it does. All right, so I allowed it to install the skill, and now we're going to see how it gets this set up here. So after answering a few questions and setting up the API key correctly, the Zopia skill is now working here inside of my Claude Code. So now I have Zopia running inside of my IDE and using Claude Code. For example, with this kind of setup, what you could do is create a Telegram bot that you talk to create content on the go. Basically all the assets we saw, you have access to Zopia anytime that you wanted to from anywhere. You can build out some amazing workflows if you get creative with this. So let's give it a try. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go back to my terminal. I'm going to paste this in here and we're going to try this. Here it's asking me, what would you like to create? A cyberpunk short film, anime episode, realistic 3D video, custom idea, or other? I'm going to do anime episode. Let's do submit answer. All right, so here we're seeing the agent's response. So it says translation, an anime short drama script has been created and written to the workspace. If you'd like to change it to a school romance, a mystery comedy, or action style, I can modify it based on the existing content. The script was written, but no characters or storyboard images were generated yet. The agent is waiting for direction on style content. Let's just do refine the script. It says school romance, mystery. Let's do mystery and proceed to generate designs and storyboard frames. I mean, it's pretty wild that you could automate this whole process. You could have an agent that works with this agent, basically doing an iteration of a concept back and forth between this agent and that agent until they come up with like a really dialed in piece of content. So here we can see that it's generated me a mystery anime episode. It's a done characters 4. It's got the assets here. Each of these is the character image. It's got the storyboard and the project inside of Zopia. Also locally on my computer, if we come over here and we look at this Explorer, this is the folder where this is all going on inside of my computer, right? So if we click on mystery anime and we click on character, you'll see that I have these images in this folder, which I can find locally on my laptop. If we click on storyboard, you'll see that we have these storyboard images as well. These storyboards are great for carousels, for coming up with content, and having Zopia connected to like a custom Claude skill that you built, like maybe you have a content creation agent that you've trained specifically for your brand, you can hook them up with this tool so it can actually create high quality pro level AI content. So there you have it, a deep dive into Zopia. I hope some of you went from beginner to pro in this video. And remember, the links to Zopia are down in the description and the pinned comments. Don't forget, if you want to turn your content, like the content we made in this video today, into an online business, you're going to need systems. For a limited time, I'm hooking up my viewers with a free Instagram DM and comment automation tool, so you don't have to pay for expensive apps like ManyChat. You'll never miss another comment or DM on Instagram. Plus, I'll personally show you how I use it to get leads while I sleep. If that sounds like something you need, the link is also down in the description. Sign up and let me know what you think. If you're interested in taking your AI generated content to the next level and making sure your hooks, scripts, and copy sound authentic and human, watch the video showing up on the screen. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next AI tool workflow, and I will catch you all in the next one.